This is the story of my love-hate relationship with the Sony PlayStation Portal. Let's talk about this one. Let's go. What's up, y'all? It's Tight Shirt Terry Warford. I'm back with another video. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Remember to be thankful for your freaking life today because you did not have to have that. I'm sorry, camera nerds. We are back with another video game video today. And you can expect more video game content on this channel because these are the two things that I love. So I want to tell you all about my love-hate relationship with the PlayStation Portal. I've had it for about 3 months. I have covered it once in a video already. And a lot of my opinions about it haven't changed because Sony hasn't freaking changed anything with the Portal so far. But my perspective has changed, and I'll talk about that in this video. Now, maybe you have never seen the PlayStation Portal before, and I think it's important anyways to define what this thing is because some of y'all gonna be in the comments, oh, it's this and that, and I'm about to just tell you this is not a freaking console. It is only a fancy remote play streaming device with a PlayStation controller attached to it. Nothing more, nothing less. If you want a dedicated console for competitive gaming and all that stuff, this is not the freaking console for you. You have to have a PlayStation 5 for this and a strong network connection. If you don't have either one of those things, you might as well not buy the PlayStation Portal. Now, maybe you have a strong network and you're thinking about, is the PlayStation Portal the right device for me? This is what you do first. You get the phone out, you get your iPad out, whatever the case may be, download the PlayStation Remote Play app on it and try it out at home. Try it out in all the places that you think that you might take the PlayStation Portal, because your experience on that device is going to be the same freaking experience on the PlayStation Portal. This don't have no additional hardware acceleration or anything like that than a standard remote play device has. So whatever your experience is in that, you're going to get the same experience on the PlayStation Portal. With that said, for me, I don't really take the Portal out a whole lot. I mainly play it around the house, which I'll talk about that later on in the video. But I think that's important to define what it is so that we can move on, okay? Let's talk about price first. 200 bucks, some might say, is too expensive for what the Portal offers. And I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50. On one hand, I'm getting an amazing remote play device that gives me way better ergonomics to use it like a backbone or trying to play it on the phone. I get a PlayStation controller built into it. I got a huge screen. So for me, it's not a big deal. And some of y'all spend more than 200 bucks a month on beer and cigarettes anyways. But I can see how some people might argue that the device is too expensive. But on the flip side, the PlayStation controller by itself is $70 freaking. So for this, you get a PlayStation controller and a screen and battery and speakers and everything built into it. So I do wish PlayStation would give us more for 200 bucks, but we'll talk about that later on in the video. I want to talk now about the reasons I love the PlayStation Portal. We'll do the good first, okay? We should do the bad first maybe, but no, let's do the good first. The reason I love the PlayStation Portal is because it is the ultimate freaking dad device. That's what I'm calling it, the dad device. Being able to play my PlayStation games anywhere I want to in the house versus being stuck in my freaking setup has been a straight W for me because I have a family. So it's not always ideal for me to sit down here all day playing freaking video games. So the Portal, although it's not perfect, being able to sit upstairs on the couch with my family while they do whatever they do, and I get it, it's not quality time, right? But just being able to be with them instead of being locked away alone in the basement playing video games, for me, has been game changer. I have played so many games on the Portal that I wouldn't have otherwise finished on the PS5 alone because I'm able to play somewhere else. Like God of War, I've been playing a whole lot of Helldivers, which I absolutely love, but I don't have to be connected to my freaking console all day, and that for me is where the huge W is. Now, I will say my network situation is pretty decent, so I don't encounter a whole lot of lag or a whole lot of latency or anything like that, but I also, again, realize, like I said at the beginning of this video, that this device is not for competitive gaming. I made the mistake at the beginning of, even though PlayStation specifically says it's a remote play device, by thinking it was supposed to run Warzone smoothly. Once I got rid of my expectation of what this was, then it unlocked everything. So back to the things that I love about it. So the first fact is convenience. I love the convenience. The second thing I love about it is the display. It's only an 8-inch display. It's an LCD and it's only 1080p, but for it to be a LCD, it's a fantastic LCD. I have no problems playing it anywhere, outside, indoors, in the car, nothing like that, okay? Do I wish it was OLED? Yes, but then the cost would have went up, and then everybody would have been complaining about the cost. So I'm okay with it being an 8-inch LCD. It's bright, it's colorful. I'm good with that. The other thing I love about it is obviously having freaking DualSense right in my freaking hands, no matter where I'm at, being able to play. That's a W. The thumbsticks are a little smaller than they are on the standard PlayStation. I'll talk more about these thumbsticks when I get to the things that I can't stand, right? But other than that, the controls are very solid, except for the touchpad, which I cannot stand. So on the regular controller, I got one over here where a mouse actually ate the freaking rubber off this controller. That's a whole story in itself. But to access the touchpad function on the regular PlayStation controller, you just press it once. On this one, I have to double tap in the lower right-hand corner of the screen to access the menu, and it's just not intuitive. Those things aside though, control-wise, it is great. The battery life is also fantastic on this thing because it don't have to do the heavy lifting. The PlayStation is doing all the heavy lifting. All it's doing is receiving the signal, so I can typically get maybe about 3.5 to 4 hours per charge. That obviously depends on, you know, the network situation and how much haptics are in the game, but overall about 4 hours, and it charges up in about an hour from dead to 100%. So I don't really have any complaints when it comes to battery life. Now, this is a good and a bad. At least we do have a 3.5mm jack on the back of it, so I can plug up my gaming headphones and use it as long as I got a 3.5mm cable. We'll talk more about that in a second. Overall, it's a very short list. Which is crazy because how could you love something that the list is so short? Well, that's because of the convenience. But aside from the convenience, there's a whole lot of things I don't like. And before I get into them, I noticed that a lot of y'all have been coming back and watching my videos and not subscribing. And I think that's pretty sad. Can you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on notification bell so that we can move on? Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Now that we got that out the way, there are a ton of things about the Portal I cannot stand. I'm being honest. And some of these things might be deal breakers to some of y'all, okay? But for me, and I'll wrap this up at the end, the pros, even though the pro list was short, outweigh the cons. I'll elaborate later, okay? Let's talk about the things I don't like. You know, I wish that the Portal wasn't so network dependent. And I know that's not a fair statement because PlayStation told us it's just a streaming device. But I just wish PlayStation would have came up with a better way to do it. Like some type of, you know, like the Wii did, like the Wii U did or something like that. It being dependent on the network means that your experience can vary from day to day. If there's network congestion one day, you might have a terrible experience, but the next day, everything might be cool. And that for me is, again, it's disappointing, but at the same time, I accept it because I know what this device is. It's not a freaking console. And the argument is, if you want a stable platform to play on, go get another gaming handheld. But the problem with those is you can't play PlayStation games on them. I digress. Okay, that's the first thing, and it's not really a knock, it's just something that's annoying. But the second thing that really annoys me about the PlayStation Portal is the lack of features, and I cannot state this enough. I can't watch YouTube on here. I can't watch Netflix on here. I can't even access the PlayStation Plus cloud gaming category because PlayStation has everything freaking locked off, and that to me is a real shame. Now, again, I know they didn't promise this stuff, but it would have been nice to be able to watch YouTube on here. It's a big, you know, beautiful screen. Let me watch YouTube. Let me play my PlayStation Plus cloud games. Like those things for me are ridiculous that we don't have them. And I know some of this has been promised to come later on, but I don't really like buying stuff with the promise that something's gonna come later. So there's that. The other thing that really irks me is that we don't even have a standard internet browser. And let me tell you why this is so important. Because the PlayStation Portal is a network-based portable gaming solution for your PS5. Where do we go when we go outside? We go to Starbucks, we go to McDonald's, we go to hotels, etc. All of these places require that you have to log in through an internet browser to accept their terms and conditions, that you're not gonna hijack people's information or watch stuff you're not supposed to be watching. But the Portal don't have a browser, so most times you can't do it. Now, there's backdoor workarounds, but I don't wanna do all of that. I just want it to freaking work. PlayStation, give us a freaking internet browser, please. Like, it would solve so many issues with the PlayStation Portal. The other thing, I cannot use this as a standalone controller, which boggles my mind. I just had to buy a new DualSense controller 2 weeks ago. If you don't believe me, let me show you. Hold on 1 second. It's right here. You wanna know why I had to buy this? Because this one encountered stick drift, okay? This one, if you let it go, you'll just go to the freaking moon. The fact that I just paid 70 bucks for this, and I just paid, I mean, I got ripped off when I bought this, but the point is, even if I paid the regular price, why can't I just connect this to the PlayStation? Even if you don't give me any extra functionality, let me use it as a freaking controller, because it's a freaking controller. While we're talking about the controller, what if I get stick drift on this? Then it just becomes a paperweight. Now, I know that some people have, you know, replaced the sticks in there. I've heard it's not that difficult, but PlayStation, why not just give us the same type of system you put in the PlayStation Pro controller where we could just swap the sticks out? Like, it does not make any sense to me. The other thing is that there's no Bluetooth. I can't access the Bluetooth on it whatsoever. I have to use PlayStation's proprietary headphones, and I get it that you get these extra features with them, but if I got all these other headphones lying around, why can't I use them? I know it's the same way on the PlayStation 5 where I can't connect Bluetooth headphones, but this is a portable device to take with us. Like, this is the situation where Bluetooth headphones make sense. I know you can buy a little USB dongle and run it to the back, but there's problems that come along with that. It just would have been great, since this is a portable device, to be able to use Bluetooth headphones, because it is a portable device. The other thing that I really dislike is the speaker placement. The speakers are up firing and are not that good anyways, but why are they up firing? Why aren't the speakers pointed at me? The other thing is, with this being a network portable device, why didn't we get a better Wi-Fi radio? Maybe that would have increased the cost, but overall, you know, there's a lot of things I really wish PlayStation would fix about the Portal. It is a very, very limited device. A lot of us feel like the PlayStation Portal is not worth the money. Okay, for me, I've justified it by the convenience of it, which I'm gonna circle that back around right now. I know I just fired off a whole lot of negative things, and these things might be deal breakers for a whole lot of y'all, but it's the convenience of the PlayStation Portal that make all of those bad things that I talk about, wash them off to the wayside. Because again, this allows me to play my favorite PlayStation games, for the most part, not all of them, not the competitive ones, but you know, stuff like Helldivers, stuff like God of War, stuff like Horizon Forbidden West, Witcher 3, Red Dead Redemption, the list goes on and on and on. I can play those games anywhere in the house and still stay with my family and still not have to be attached to this desk right here. I could play it in the bed, I could play it in the freaking bathtub, I could play PlayStation games anywhere in relatively great fashion, as long as my network will support it. And the cons, for me, they're there, but it's okay, because what this offers, I love. So that is, ouch. Man, watch out. Why would you do that? That is my love-hate relationship with the PlayStation Portal. It's a great device for the people who have use for it, and for other people, it's totally pointless. There's no in-between, okay? Anyways, I'm losing my voice because I've had to record this video 3 freaking times, and I'm out of here to play Helldivers. So till next time, Tyson Terry Warfield, peace and chicken grease. I'm out. Much love, y'all. Peace.